So don't dismiss any platforms too. Don't just like have your mind made up. Oh, I'm only going to do YouTube. I'm only going to do TikTok. Whatever the case is, right? Like have your mind open to all of them. What's up, guys? Rich here. Thanks for tuning in to the 261 Podcast, where me and the boys talk about how you can use content the right way to grow and scale your business. If you find this episode useful, then please share with a fellow entrepreneur, marketer, founder, or anyone else who might also get some value from it, and let's all grow together. With that said, let's jump straight into it. All right, Scott, so what content do you think works best on different platforms?
Well, as you know, I love TikTok. And I find TikTok is all for videos. And obviously it was short form, but now they're extending to long form videos. So you may see like a long form regeneration kind of style with TikTok maybe. But yeah, I think TikTok is like ideal for creating short, entertaining videos that showcase your brand's personality and creativity. I just love the platform as it is. But yeah, sharing like UGC challenges and other trends that align with your brand, I think that's perfect in terms of TikTok. What you're listening to right now, podcast, audio-based platforms, and yeah, they're just perfect. I find that podcasts are very much not all of them, but a lot of them you come to learn something and take away something quite valuable from it, in my personal opinion. I find obviously you get some where you go just to have a laugh kind of thing, but a lot of it you go to, you learn something. Even if they have guests on that are celebrities, you learn a story from them. So just going back to the question, what content works best on platforms? I find videos work well on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, especially now. I find Instagram used to be more just photos. Everyone knows it used to be just photos. Then it was like photos of your friends or family. Then it moved to more like a feed kind of thing where it would just bring up sometimes random or celebrity stuff, influencer stuff. But obviously now it's gone to more Instagram Reels, which is video based. That's kind of my thoughts on it. What about you? What content do you think works best?
I think you summarized everything there perfectly. The reason I ask is just because, I see, so obviously like the rise now of TikTok, short form content. YouTube is sort of like tried to adapt to that short, like they've invested a lot into it, and I don't think it's quite there yet. I'll be honest. Like there's still a lot of things it's not quite as good. Instagram is obviously adapted to it. Now we see Twitter as well, and even Facebook like trying to have short form content, and obviously then that's led to everyone going, right, well, I'm making loads of long form content. I've been doing that for years anyway. May as well turn this into short form content. And I don't know. I think it works. I think it does work. But I think there is a place for, like, for example, TikTok. Like, it's just maybe it's a different beast. I think I think there's stuff that works on TikTok that wouldn't work on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, for example. There's stuff that works on YouTube that doesn't work on TikTok at all. There's stuff that works on Twitter that will not work on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. So I think they're all, even though they're like having the same sort of features, they're all still very different. And this comes down to just the audience that's there. People go on Twitter because they want to learn something. People go on TikTok because they want to be entertained. People go on YouTube because they want maybe either a bit of both. But they're more often than not like looking maybe for something specific. Whereas TikTok and Twitter, you're mainly just scrolling. Whereas YouTube, maybe you go on to like how to fix my boiler, right? Or like, you're going on for something a bit more specific, and you end up maybe just going down the rabbit hole. But that doesn't happen often. Instagram, you're maybe mainly going on to like check what your mates are doing, or like people that you know, or maybe some accounts that you follow. So the people might remain the same across the platforms, but you're looking for something very specific from that thing when you go on, whether you realize that or not. But I think it's very, I think it would be quite safe to assume that, like, if you went on Twitter, and then all of a sudden there's like, funny videos popping up all over the place, you probably would get off it, without even realizing. Like, you wouldn't be pissed off. You wouldn't be like annoyed, like, what's happened to Twitter? What is going on? wouldn't be like that, but you just probably
I would be.
your your mind would just switch off though. You'd just be like, you would just switch off and then you go into another app or like, and same said for TikTok, if you went on there and everything was all like serious and like, you're just like, I just want to chill and just like have a laugh for a minute and just like, not even think about anything.
Yeah, and I think it's just understanding like where you should be putting your content really, like certain content. Like you said, there's so many different genres that you kind of like associate with TikTok, more funny or I don't know. TikTok's evolving quite a lot now into like educational and opinionated things. I go to Twitter and like you said, no, you wouldn't be pissed off at Twitter. I would be pissed off at Twitter because I go to Twitter to read funny tweets or like read something a bit like mind blowing. Read. I go to Twitter to read things and maybe look at the odd picture or meme. I don't go to Twitter to be like, oh, I'm gonna watch some like videos here. I go to TikTok for that. If I'm like I said before, and I'll say it again, I love podcasts. Obviously, you find a lot of shorts podcasts on TikTok, and that's like more of a quick snap to get you to come to their YouTube, I'd say. But yeah, I go to YouTube to watch a full length podcast, or I'll go to you said to YouTube to look at a tutorial on something. It's just about identifying what content works best on what platform, I think.
No, I think we're right here in saying that, like in our experience as well, like this is something that often businesses do make the mistake over as well, because if you just think, oh well, I've got the content, and we do it as well. I'll be honest, like we just post the same thing across, and I just want to see what ultimately works. But I think there's definitely a place for the thing that you're doing, and then if you want to expand into different areas, I think it's an easy quick win to just like blast it out on different platforms, but I think it would be silly to assume that it's going to work on every platform because it's working on the other one. It doesn't work like that. But there is some things that you can do though. I think like, we're talking about Twitter there just as an example. Like you can easily, there's no excuse as well now, with the release of so many AI tools, like you can literally just turn your videos into tweets, or you don't even need AI. Like just, some things that you say in your short form video, like even there, right? I could have turned that little clip into a short from this podcast, and I could also have turned it into saying, you don't need AI to turn your video into tweets or something, right? And that's a tweet. Like you just write that down and press post. It'll take 2 minutes, not even 2 seconds. And, and then from there, like if you want to, you can like go and use AI to sort of, transcribe your videos, and then you can turn them into blogs, rewrite them into blogs, and, LinkedIn is another one that's sort of like, I don't know. I don't really get LinkedIn. I get it. I get the premise of it, but I just don't know how anyone can grow on there. It's kind of weird. I
think each platform just has its own audience, right?
It has its own thing,
You need to cater to that audience. You need to know what platform has what kind of audience, and then that's where you'll post certain content to. Like,
for sure.
Like you said there, like a tweet is short and simple. Blog posts are longer.
Yeah. And I think not before long.
Platform for that.
Yeah. And I think not before long you'll understand what is you. You probably don't even realize it yet, but I've heard so many people going, oh yeah, well, then I started doing this and I didn't really know. And then people just loved it. And then that's all I do. And it's like, I think you won't even know, unless you're doing something that is winning, you won't know exactly what that is right now. So don't dismiss any platforms too. Don't just like have your mind made up. Oh, I'm only going to do YouTube. I'm only going to do TikTok. Whatever the case is, right? Like have your mind open to all of them and just see where it works. But I think like in terms of creative ways to repurpose, we spoke about it a little bit. I think repurposing is like a huge thing, and even worse than people just going, oh, I only want to post to one. Even worse than people just posting to all of them and going, oh, I hope this works, whatever. Like even worse. Worse. Like people just go, I'm only going to create on one platform. It's like, bro, you've got the videos there, just post on the other ones and then turn them into this and turn them into pictures and turn them in. Like there's so much more that you can be doing just from one bit of content.
What
something we do. Sorry, go on.
No, continue. I've got a question to follow up with this, but if you've got the points, make it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like what we do, we obviously film this podcast, we turn this podcast into shorts, we post these shorts everywhere, and then, is that what you were going to ask?
Yes.
I mean, it's a quick win, right? And then we turn it into blog posts, we turn it into tweets, we turn it into carousel ideas for Instagram.
Yeah.
And then our shorts are going out on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn even, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But then we're just posting like blog posts, like blah, blah, blah. So like from one episode, we're turning it into like, well, let's count it up actually. So one episode is this long episode that goes out onto, let's consider all the different content areas, different content, right? So this is going out on YouTube, and it's also going out in audio form too. Then from there, we've got a short. We're probably turning, I don't know, maybe 4 to 5 shorts out of this episode, 3 to 4, right? So let's just say 4, right, as an example. So get 4 shorts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 6, right? And then each of those are going out on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We take one off, obviously, because we added over here. And then we are turning this into a blog, which is going on the website. So that's, now we're up to 10 pieces of content. And then we're turning that into an Instagram carousel, maybe even 2 carousels, like 2, because we obviously get a couple of different short snippets there. So that's 12. And then we've got maybe 3 or 4 tweets that we'll turn into, so just call it 15 to round it up. And then we've put in the blog / the video / another video out on LinkedIn as well. So all of a sudden we're looking at like 18 pieces of content. I think that's right. Around 18 pieces of content from this episode, just this episode. I was sitting down.
We just create a branch of content.
We're turning it into 18 pieces of content. And it's all like, relatively decent quality. Like it's all got a decent, poignant message, and it's making it super consistent. And it's just a super simple win,
I think another thing that you can try as well is basically like comments, repurposing them into a video. I think we've suggested this to a few clients before. Questions, feedback, reviews, you can literally repurpose that into like a video or a post. Like it's so easy just to turn things into another thing. Like I see it loads on TikTok, like reviews, comments or things like that. Another video then sparks from that. You're just repurposing that original thing. But reviews are a good thing. Like you could turn them into a lot of different kind of content ideas.
And just to correct myself real quick, I realised I messed up with the maths. It's actually way more, because if there's 4 shorts, 4 platforms, that's 16 shorts alone. Just 16 shorts.
Oh yeah, what did you say?
18 in total. I only made 4. No, I only made 4. I need 4 bits. But if there's 4 shorts, 4 platforms, that's 16 plus. So 16 plus the 2 podcasts, that's 18, and then obviously all the other ones. We're looking at probably, it's over 30 anyway, from again 1 podcast, which is
we make a lot of content.
It's a lot, like from one, and I think that's where again businesses and brands should really think about scaling and about repurposing and stuff like that, because it's such a powerful thing.